which is how did we get to this point? How did we get to a point where a Liberal government can advance legislation that so clearly does not respond to the context that our country is living in? How did we get to a point where you can walk into the House of Commons and have legislation put in front of you that does not address the specific concerns that many Canadians of all backgrounds have about our current immigration levels? And that is fundamentally the result of what has been a concerted effort to stifle debate and criticism of immigration policy in this country. For a long time now, daring to ask a question about how immigration policy affects Canada, daring to criticize the Liberal status quo on immigration has gotten you smeared, labeled, name-called, fingers pointing in your face, people questioning whether you have compassion or concern for people of all sorts of different backgrounds and cultures. The reality is that they can finger point all they want. They can do all the name-calling they want. They can do all the smearing they like. The reality is that we have a very specific purpose when we enter this House of Commons, which is to ask the fundamental question of what is best for Canada. In order to apply that lens to Bill C-71, we would need those three critical pieces of information. Number one, how many people are entering the country? Number two, are there appropriate vetting mechanisms in place and background checks? And number three, what is the impact that increasing the population even further will have on our economy? By not answering these questions, I have a very hard time understanding how any member in this House can say that this legislation is complete and deserving of a vote. In my view, this has failed every single measure of a logical, reasonable, common sense immigration and citizenship standard, and that is why we must oppose it.